Hello, this is Rick Duran here with.
Myths come alive. Is it working? Are we actually recording this time?
Yes.
Oh, good. That's exciting. I don't know where I am right now.
She's still playing Skyrim.
I'm always playing. You think we wouldn't have to establish this anymore? Literally, the only time I play Skyrim is when I'm doing this
Alright, this is the
podcast.
Random People podcast. We established what you were playing and our names before we even established that.
I mean, it's in the title. It's a YouTube video. They see that before they even see the video, which isn't a video. It's probably just going to be a picture of Moon Moon.
Again.
It's always going to be pictures of Moon Moon. There will always be more.
There will always be more Moon Moon. So I've been playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night lately.
I have known a large number of people who absolutely worshipped the Castlevania series.
Oh, there's a lot of good games in the Castlevania series, Symphony of the Night being the best.
Eh,
It's.
I've always heard positive things. I've never played it myself, but there's a lot of things I've heard positive things about that I've never played myself.
Right. Because Castlevania Symphony of the Night, I had to find a way to cheese a boss.
You have to find a way to do what to a boss?
Cheese it, not like play it fair. I had to figure out a way to sit in a corner and throw axes at its head.
Are you saying cheat, like with a T, or cheese, like the food?
Cheese, like the food. Because it's a cheesy way to kill the
What
boss.
kind of term is that?
It's a cheesy way to kill the boss, because you're exploiting it.
It's called cheap, like with a P.
I call it cheese.
Well, you're objectively wrong.
Well, I think I'm right.
That doesn't matter. Objectively has a very set meaning.
Eh. So yeah, I had to sit in a corner and throw axes at Beelzebub's head. That until he died, and then I could move on with my life.
Once Castlevania has its claws into you, you don't get to move on with your life.
I have 10 hours into it. I need help. Or so it says.
I know that feel. Whenever Skyrim tells me how much time I've spent on it, I feel very... Actually, with Skyrim, it's a little different, because with Skyrim, I know I'm at least doing something entertaining. When The Sims tells me how much time I've put into it, I get very sad.
I love The Sims, but I always end up locking them in little boxes with ovens, or little, like, stone ovens that, like, have fire spouting out of them and just waiting for a fire.
I really like just building houses.
I like building little boxes around them and watching them starve.
I never torment my Sims, because I always, I invent my Sims as people in my head. I actually wrote a story about stuff that happened to one of my Sims, because it ended up being really weird. She married a guy that broke into her house once.
I once put a picket fence around a baby and watched they try to get to it.
I never had children. I don't like children. I
Yeah.
don't like real children, let alone small children.
I had this weird glitch in Sims Bustin' Out for the PS2, where for some reason it's like your kid's doing bad in school, if he doesn't raise his grades, he's gonna be sent to military school. I'm like, why is that your authority? Shouldn't I have the choice? No, the last grade I ever got was a B, and then it glitched and just sent to the military school anyways. B in every class, military school. Apparently my family was Asian.
I don't know how to respond to this scenario.
It was a weird glitch. Speaking of weird glitches, I watched someone play Amnesia, a machine for pigs last night. And he, like, twisted a valve, crouched in a corner, and he just slipped through the world. Like a hot knife through butter, just fell to the ground, just whoop.
I mean, that sounds uncomfortable.
It had to be, because I hate it when new games you find very old glitches, like falling through the floor. I thought that would be fixed.
I mean, there are games to this day where characters fall through the floor. Fall through the
I know,
floor.
that's what...
There's a boss. There's a couple large fights in Skyrim where if you get hit by a certain attack, sometimes you'll get knocked out of the map. Like you'll just appear in a place and you won't be there anymore. You won't be anywhere.
Yeah, I've had that happen way too many times.
It's fun though. Also, I had a dragon. I had a bounty for a dragon, and it told me the dragon was in the East Empire Company warehouse.
What?
Except when I went to the warehouse, it said it was infinitely to the east. No matter where I went, it was always to the east.
How is it in the warehouse?
Unless it was a metaphor somehow.
Unless it was a metaphor?
I feel like it was probably a metaphor somehow. Like some kind of symbolism or message from the universe saying, hey, figure your shit out. That's usually how I imagine the universe talking to me.
Hey, figure your shit out. That's just it.
It's not like the universe would be polite if it's a sentient, what's the word? If it's a sentient...
Mass?
No. If it's a sentient representation of all the cosmic power in the universe, that's what I was looking for, then I doubt it would feel the need to be polite.
In all honesty, if I was omnipotent, I'd be a dick too.
I mean, omnipotence is impossible.
Eh.
Even if you believe in God, there's no logical way to believe that God is literally omnipotent, like doing all things.
Yeah.
I'm taking a philosophy of religion class.
Let's step back from religion. That's kind of a hot subject on podcast.
I wasn't actually talking about religion, just generic theism. No specific religion, just concepts.
I know, but whenever
that was not the right shout. I'm about to jump off a rock, and instead of clicking the "Don't let me die" shout, I almost clicked the "Fling me 20 feet forward" shout. That would have ended extremely poorly.
Is that the shout where you run like the wind? Like you just shoot forward really fast?
Oh yeah, whirlwind sprint. Yeah, that one.
That shout sucks. I've never had a use for it. There's like some places where you look at it and go, oh, okay, I can whirlwind sprint over there. And then that's like twice in the game, and then there's just never again.
I mean, I've actually used whirlwind sprint relatively frequently. There's only 2 places where you have to have it, but a big part of the game is that you should never need shouts to complete anything except for the main storyline, which is specifically designed. There was a dragonfly underwater. Which are specifically designed to be only completable by the Dragonborn. But for the rest of the game, you're supposed to be able to complete everything without ever actually doing the dragon thing.
Yeah. Ever played Ratchet & Clank or Jak and Daxter?
Nope.
Well...
My stepdad briefly played it, but it's not really my style of game.
Well, in the water there, like in the big ocean, if you keep swimming out, a fish comes up and eats you. I've always wanted that to be in Skyrim, but instead of like a fish, a giant like terrifying sea serpent. You just see it in the darkness swimming towards you, and you have to get out of the water before it gets you.
I mean, in Oblivion, which was the one before Skyrim, there was a giant slaughterfish.
See, like stuff like that. I like that. I like not having invisible boundaries, but having boundaries set by something. I'm going to swim out in the ocean forever. Haha. No, you're not. What's that? Oh dear God, it's Cthulhu. And then just sink.
I mean, it wouldn't make sense for it to be Cthulhu.
No, it wouldn't. Unless Skyrim is directly next to Relay.
I just meant because Cthulhu, he lives in places that you would not be able to reach by swimming.
Well...
Before you ask, yes, I am literally designed to ruin all your fun.
Well, I was about to say, Relay, heck, is supposedly another planet, but when the stars are... They sealed in, when the stars are right, Heidi's door opens and he's able to emerge from our ocean, huh?
What the hell?
That's right.
Oh, hi, wolves. You are not going to be my best friends
I know
today.
Lovecraft too. I have like 2 books. Which...
That's the funny thing, I've never actually read Lovecraft.
What?
I just know things. Oh god, don't freeze.
How are we even friends?
Oh, I just have never had the time for it. Or access.
I will buy you a Lovecraft book if you need it.
Please don't. I know where to get one. I just have other things that are taking priority.
Like Skyrim.
Actually, I don't play
Like
much Skyrim
Skyrim.
except when I'm doing this podcast.
You could...
Things like... Sorry, I got distracted. I just saw a shadow of someone walking past my window. I'm on the 2nd floor?
Okay. You might want to...
Oh, no, it wasn't a shadow. Okay. The shadow I saw was of a reflection off a car from the parking lot down below. Okay.
That's...
I was a little fucked up for a second there.
Slender Man's peeking in your window.
I mean, I'd die. I already had someone try to follow me home, and I've only been in college for a few weeks.
That's very creepy.
Actually, he was trying to follow my friend Jenny home, but Jenny and I live in the same general area.
Now see,
College! Yay!
I think if I was getting followed home and it turned out they were following my friend, I think that I'd just kill my self-esteem. I feel like
I mean, I don't know that he was specifically following Jenny, but see, here's what happened was, the way our campus is set up is that there's a lake with, like, a round end, and if we were coming back from one of the far-off dorms, so we ended up, like, on one side of the round part, and this guy was on a bridge there, and he started talking to us and walking with us, and then we turned to go towards our dorms, which were on the other side of the round end, and he turned to go with us, and I made some excuse like, oh, look, I'm getting a text message, let's go do this instead, and we went beyond the lake, whereas he kept going around. We found some dude friends to walk with us, thank God. We come back towards our dorms, and he's literally sitting on a picnic table outside her building, which we don't know if he knew it was her building, or if he was just sitting there because from where he was sitting, he could have seen us no matter which path we came from. And then then we escorted Jenny inside, made sure she locked her door, she put chairs in front of her doors, and then they took me to my dorm, and then he sat in front of her building for another half hour, and then may have seen her watching him out the window, and then wandered into her building. She called the cops like 3 times.
wow.
I mean, nothing ended up happening. They didn't even find the guy, so it's likely that dude turned out to just be a guy who also lived in these dorms, because, I mean, that happens. And, but still, fun night. Now Jenny never goes anywhere by herself during the even faintest darkness.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I understand. Dude follows you home. You don't want to go anywhere by yourself anymore, you know?
Yeah. Alright. We're at the 12-minute mark. I am checking everything.
Yay! If it turns out you haven't recorded anything of this, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, we're recording.
Oh, good!
The record...
Because I would kill you.
The record
I
button
would
is pushed.
literally reach through this goddamn computer and just shank your ass.
Not my ass. That's my best feature.
That's very
Well,
sad.
second best. I'm also devilishly good
That's
looking.
very sad.
I'm also devilishly good looking. Well, my best feature you can see while I'm clothed. It's like my 6th when I'm unclothed.
That's exceptionally sad.
Why is it sad?
There's no way I can answer that you will not be at least a little bit offended. So I'm just going to smile and not say anything.
Well, I can't see that because your webcam's turned off. Well, both of our
I mean,
is.
when I talk, when I'm smiling, I have a distinct tone to my voice. Oh God, spikes! Hey, that was my face you just tried to impale. Can you not?
At a certain level, like, traps aren't even a thing anymore. You just step on it, it hits you in the face, and then you're like, okay, that took out like 5 damage, and then you walk away.
Or you increase your sneak skill to the point that you don't even activate pressure points anymore.
Yeah, I had that on one of my characters, the character that got glitched. I was able to become Thane of Riften.
I've had it on a bunch of characters, but not this one, because she's the opposite of sneaky. She's very run up and smack things with your flaming axe until everything dies.
Though until I got that skill, one of the things that always got me was logs. You know the flipping logs that come down from the ceiling?
Yeah.
I never see them coming. I'm like, I come on, press flip, I'm like, okay, turn around, and it's log, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood. And just slams me in the face. I've gotten killed by it twice.
Ha! I just killed both spiders with one shout.
Yeah, not that hard to do. You just need fire.
No, I know. I just like managing to kill things multiple things in one hit. I'm a melee warrior. It still has novelty for me. I mean, I dual wield fucking axes. Like, give me some credit.
I dual wield staves.
What?
I dual wield staves.
Yeah, that's cheap though.
It is, but at the same time, you can raise all stats except for your magic and be good. Because then you just keep getting more and more powerful stabs.
That's cheap, though. You're not improving yourself in any way. You're just finding better equipment.
Yeah, I like to call it the no improvement run, where you just keep all your skill points. Or you can see how far in the game you can get.
I think you and I play games in a significantly different way.
I challenge myself.
I need to feel like my character is an actual person.
And I challenge myself recreationally. On a regular basis.
You'd be one of those people who played the randomized Pokemon games, wouldn't you?
The randomizer?
Yeah.
Oh god, no. Do you know how ridiculous randomizer runs are?
Yes, in fact, I do know that.
You can get, like, a Pikachu who's a legendary dragon and has the stats of Arceus, but learns none of its moves. But only learns, like, normal type moves. It's ridiculous.
Why is that ridiculous to you?
Because you can't strategize because you don't know what anything is.
Yep, we play games in significantly different ways, because your problem with it is that it's impossible to strategize now. My problem with it is the fact that, holy mother of fuck, it makes no sense. Like, let's think about this with some logic for a second. Pokemon are the types and levels they are because of where they are. You find fire Pokemon in places where things are on fire. You find water Pokemon underwater. You can, by the logic of this, find a Charmander underwater. Except Charmanders die if the flame on their tail touches water.
I like how 4Kids tiptoed around that and say they would never be able to fight again. Which is a really stupid excuse, because that's like saying, you'll never be able to put this animal against another animal. It's like, oh, okay, it'll be my pet then, I'll take care of it, it'll take care of me. Instead of just saying, it dies. Yeah, if Charmander's tail gets wet, it dies instantly. Which is why it's weak to water. Why it should be the weakest to water. Because if its tail gets wet, it's fucked forever. Also, speaking of Charmander, I started playing Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team.
The Rescue Team ones aren't the best.
What, the Mystery Dungeon ones?
No, Mystery Dungeon is the best. Not the Rescue Team ones. There's Rescue Team, and then there's Explorers of Time and/or Darkness. And Explorers of Time and/or Darkness, and/or Sky, but I never played Sky, and it's a little different.
Playing the old, GBA game.
Yeah, no, that's not the better one. Better than other Pokemon games. Like, on a scale, we have, way down at the bottom, we have all the weird shit, like Pinball. And we have, like, all the most original games, the Kanto games, for example, like Red, Blue. Not Yellow. Yellow's above. Yellow was kind of cool.
Okay, wait.
Then we have Johto.
Wait a second.
Then we have...
Alright.
Then we have...
Never mind.
Fire Red and Leaf Green. Then we have the Rescue Team games. Then we have Diamond and Pearl, Black and White. Then we have the first Ranger games. Then we have the Hoenn generation.
I thought the Rangers came before Black and White.
Then we have the more modern Rescue and Mystery Dungeon games.
Also, what I was trying to say, and trying to interrupt you, is if that picked up on audio, I was taking a drink of water, I was not taking a riff off a bong. Because that's what it sounded like. And I was like, oh, some people are going to think I'm getting high.
I mean, I don't particularly care what you do with your life.
I'm just saying, I don't smoke weed, guys. It's not that it's bad, I just don't do it. Once you graduate high school and aren't in college, you don't really have a way to get a hold of it.
That is the opposite of true.
Well, it's harder to get a hold of it.
That is the opposite of true.
Maybe. Well,
it is literally extremely far from the
illegal.
truth.
Also, I'm trying to think back.
It's still illegal, yeah.
I can't wait till it gets legalized. I want to try it once.
I am of a mixed opinion about the legalization of marijuana.
I want to try it at least once. Also, I only like it because it's safer than alcohol. It's one of those drugs where it's like, well, you can't OD on it, and it doesn't hinder your decision-making as much as alcohol does.
Yeah, that's why I'm of a mixed opinion of it, though. I agree that it's less dangerous than things that are legal, But I also think it's a step in the wrong direction. We shouldn't be legalizing the less dangerous stuff. We should be illegalizing the more dangerous
I
stuff.
think if we legalize...
Instead of saying, if alcohol is legal, why should marijuana be illegal? We should be like, okay, let's make alcohol illegal
I
then.
think if we made marijuana legal, we could get rid of alcohol and everything would be okay.
I disagree.
I think people would object to it, but I think those cries would, dull out over time. Or at least put a stricter restriction on alcohol.
I don't think you understand why people drink. I don't think marijuana would come even close to replacing alcohol, and if we're legalizing what is currently an illegal drug, then people are going to see no reason to put restrictions on things like alcohol, even though they're more dangerous.
True.
Ha ha! Fuck your shit, swingy axe bitches.
Okay.
I
thought you were talking to me for a second. Because I was agreeing, I finally agreed with you, and you went, fuck your shit. And I was like, what?
No, I wasn't talking to you, I'm sorry.
Well, fuck you too. That was really messed up. It's like, yeah. Fuck your shit. What the hell was that?
I'm sorry, I was yelling at the swinging axes.
Yeah.
I didn't even hear you, though. I'm glad you agree with me.
Yeah.
Most people should.
Maybe it will at least help get rid of smokers from, cigarettes. Maybe. Because people smoke for the reason of stress, usually.
No, people smoke because they're chemically addicted to it.
Yeah. But maybe weed can wean them off of it.
No, that's the opposite of how things like that work. Nicotine addiction is a very powerful thing. I mean, the only way to quit is to really want to quit, and marijuana's not going to make you want to quit.
True.
Cigarettes are such a fucking problem. I hate cigarettes. Oh, hi! You look upset. It's probably because I'm here in your creepy tomb. I'm sorry. I'm trespassing. I'm gonna murder you and take all your stuff.
Well, at least I'm seeing less smokers nowadays, less and less.
Fewer smokers.
Fuck your grammar.
No, you're wrong!
Me do what me want.
I will kill you.
I hope that picked up in audio.
I actually kind of hope not.
I could cut it out if you want, because I was silent for that moment.
Oh no, I don't care that people know that I make threats. Although if you die mysteriously, I'm gonna look like a bad person.
Yes, you are.
But then, I normally look like a bad person.
Kind
of am a bad person. It's why I make elaborate threats. I say shit like, I hope that aliens invade and they're inherently a peaceful species, but they brutally murder one person to show that they have the ability to do so, and I hope that that person is you. I said that to someone today. It's exciting.
I thought you were going to say brutally probe someone.
No, we have gay people for that.
Wow, Jasmine.
Hey!
It's not like we haven't said your first name in this podcast before.
Oh, you did say my name! I'm not a big fan of my first. I don't even go by Jasmine anymore, you know that.
Jazz.
Yes. I had someone call me DJ Jazzy Jeff, and I punched him in the stomach.
Oh my god, I know what that's from. He was making a reference to a YouTuber.
I don't care. I punched him in the stomach.
I hope it was worth it.
You hope it was worth it for him or for me? Because it was absolutely worth it for
Either
me.
way. I don't give a fuck. I could give less fucks.
No. You could not give fewer fucks. I will correct your grammar.
I can tell.
Damn it! Fucking master level lock.
Hey, how about for the next podcast you don't play Skyrim and we have a legitimate conversation?
You're having a legitimate conversation.
Yes, but every now and then our legitimate conversation is interrupted by the uninterruptible, while you cursing at Skyrim.
Ha! Fuck your shit, Locke.
Once again,
yes.
I was giving a suggestion, and then you said, fuck your shit.
And I ignored your suggestion
and yelled, fuck your shit.
Further prove my point. It's humorous to listen to me shriek randomly at my television. Oh god.
Alright, PewDiePie.
Besides, this is really the only time I get to play Skyrim.
Ah.
I have too much to do during the week. Homework, people.
This is why you should become a hermit.
What?
This is why you should become a hermit with me.
No. Half the fun of college is being continually surrounded by people I relatively enjoy.
That's the fun about not being in college right now, is being a hermit and getting to avoid everyone.
Now, see, I've realized that I'm actually an extrovert. I'm energized by social interaction. I'm just not good at it, so I avoid it.
Kinda same here. I just don't seek out social interaction most of the time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. That's why I email you every now and then. Because I get lonely. I get lonely.
You could, make friends.
With who? There is no one in this neighborhood around my age.
With whom?
Oh my god, Jasmine, I'm gonna stab you.
I'm pretty sure I could beat you in a fight.
I'm pretty sure I wouldn't fight back because I'm a pacifist, and that was kind of a very cheap threat.
I mean, I'm a pacifist too.
I've hurt nothing in the past 4 years.
About me being a pacifist?
No, I've hurt nothing.
Oh, hurt! I thought you said you'd heard nothing in the past 4 years about me being a pacifist. I'm like, I talk about it all the time.
Yeah. God, I can't wait for the new Doctor Who.
Fucking that week is going to be the absolute best. The 22nd, the second Hunger Games movie comes out.
Yeah.
The 23rd, Doctor Who. 24th, third season of Sherlock.
I don't really care about the new Hunger Games movie because I didn't really care for the second book.
I mean, neither did I, but I still have to see it.
I might see the second movie. I didn't see the first because I read the book. I might see the second one.
The first movie isn't that good because you and I both know that the first book is spent mostly in Katniss's head,
Yeah.
and it was difficult for them to portray that on screen.
They just have...
They're like, oh my god, the romance felt so fake. It looked like Katniss was just faking it. And I'm like, she fucking was.
She doesn't...
That was the point.
She doesn't give a fuck about him at all.
Like, she does, but she
Barely.
doesn't. Not at the time.
There's not like a love triangle. It's more like a love It's more like a love angle.
No, it's more like a love triangle, but like with a dotted line.
Yeah.
She is slowly appreciating him as a human being, but she's not, like, falling in love with him yet.
Yeah.
She just has to protect him because he represents everything she never was.
At least it's not as bad as Twilight.
You know, I read the books in Twilight, and, because my mom read them, and
They weren't...
yeah, they were pretty bad. They were pretty fucking awful. But you know, I read The Host, who's, by the same lady, and it was actually fantastic.
The thing is that I've seen too many movies and played too many games that are like exactly The Host. And I feel...
Really?
Yeah. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the Game Snatchers. Like...
No, that's not what it's like, though. The aliens aren't evil.
Come again?
The aliens in The Host aren't evil. They're actually good.
Then why is there a rebellion against them?
Because they are taking over human bodies. And in taking over a human body, the human basically disappears.
Ah.
So, like, basically what they're left with is a shell that has all the humans' memories. And, but not the human anymore. So that's why there's rebellion. And it's not much of a rebellion because most people didn't even realize that it was happening.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But the aliens themselves, they're not doing this out of a sense of evil. They are essentially parasites who have no existence beyond the existence of their hosts. And they want to experience human life.
Ah.
That's really all they want. Now, it doesn't occur to them that humans might object, because none of the other races they've conquered have been so individualized. Humans are just a brand new species that they've basically just found, and to them, it never occurred to them that humans would object. Because humans, A, wouldn't notice, and B, when they did, what could they do about it?
Man, these humans are a lot more individual than the giant hamsters we conquered last week.
But think about it. Like, one of the races they conquered was the seaweeds. The sea, like SEE weeds, because they're basically plants that have eyes. Oh, the puns. But, they basically have a hive mind. Individuals do not matter.
Ah.
So they didn't rebel as much, and even if they wanted to, they didn't really have much of the ability to rebel, you know? But humans, their rebellion is less of a rebellion and more, oh my god, we're still alive, please God, don't murder us. It's just trying to survive. The whole point of the book is that Wanderer, the particular soul or alien that we're following, she gets the body of a girl named Melanie Strider. And for the very first time, well, the very first time that she knows about, the human doesn't go away. Melanie is still a voice in her head, though Melanie can't control her body. Melanie's still talking to her and has her own independent feelings. And Wanderer starts to remember Melanie's life. Melanie had a little brother named Jamie and a lover named Jared. And because the memories are so strong, much stronger than any other species these people have conquered, Wanderer herself starts to have feelings for Jared and for Jamie. And so eventually the feelings drive her so mad that she obeys Melanie and goes out to find them just because she needs to see them. Her entire body craves them. Of course, she gets there and they're like, oh my god, you're an alien, we're going to kill you. And it's just a really good book. It's all about what makes someone a monster, what makes someone human, about how humans would act in such a situation, and also that there is kindness, and that it doesn't matter who you are, that everyone has the potential for kindness, and everyone has the potential for evil.
Welcome to the Random People Book Club. This is Miss Come Alive, and Rick Duran here. I'm joking, of course. That was actually a pretty good synopsis. I might have to read it. I'm kind of grateful that she wrote it after Twilight, because if she wrote it before, then it would be what happened to the writer Stephenie Meyer.
Yeah. I think she wrote Twilight sort of as a, let's figure out who I am as a writer, and then she read it afterwards and was like, you know what, nah, it's made me a bunch of money, let's go write something I actually like.
You know what? This is shit. This is like, I've put this girl in the most abusive relationship possible without actual physical abuse.
Wait, abusive?
Emotionally, yes.
If anyone's abusive, it's Bella.
Yeah, she is. Like, everyone in that entire thing is like, dear God, it's ridiculous. I've never met a human that had emotions like Bella, which is ridiculous, because her
Bella doesn't have emotions.
Exactly.
That was the point. It was kind of a big deal. I'm going to say this, and your immediate reaction is going to be to throw things at me. I read a Twilight fanfiction once called Luminosity. It basically gave Bella a personality. It was like, what would the Twilight books have been like if Bella was an extremely rational, intelligent, scientific person, and she asked all the right questions and stuff. And it actually is significantly better than the actual book series, because she asked questions like, Holy Mother of Christ, what do you mean you can read my mind? Could you read my mind if I'm over there? How fast can you move exactly? What do you mean you don't have to eat? What do you subsist on? Can you drink water? Like, all those questions that I was thinking as I read the fucking books that nobody fucking answered to me. And it explains why Edward is so drawn to her, that vampires have an instinctive need to find a single mate and stick with them forever, and that their feelings could never fade. So that's why Bella kind of sticks to them. She's like, oh, I can't, like, that would be bad to just leave, and since if I do turn into a vampire, I'll immediately feel the same way about him. That's awkward. And it's actually a lot better than the books, in that it is worth reading.
Man, I remember one of the Twilight movies I went to go see with my girlfriend, where it was literally Bella for half a year just cried.
Yeah, the second one. But I mean, that's the book where Edward is the abusive one instead of Bella.
I literally walked out of the
Although
theater.
it's a little bit Bella too.
I literally walked out of the
But
theater
Edward's not
because
there
to
for
me,
most books, so.
I felt like that's where Twilight really ended. I was really sick of it, and I just, as soon as she started crying, I just got up and left. Because to me, that was the canon ending. She just became an old hag. Hag, cold and alone.
I mean, no one deserves to be alone if they don't want to be.
True. However, the amount of abuse in those books that are, like, emotional is ridiculous, like, from everyone.
I completely agree.
And at no point should you ever be in a relationship like that. It shouldn't be a Team Edward, Team Jacob. It shouldn't be like just team stop giving a fuck.
Actually, Jacob was kind of an asshole too.
I know. There was no one that was good.
Ooh, I get the second word of Whirlwind Sprint.
Good, you can sprint further now. Have fun going off a cliff.
I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Hey, stabbing is not friendly, Mr. White.
I feel like Bella could have been part of the Borg and had more emotion.
I feel like Bella could have been a cardboard cutout and nobody would have noticed. Now, let's not rank on Twilight all that much more. It's not cool.
And not cool anymore. Like, it's over, it's done. It's dead.
I will say this, though. I doubt Stephenie Meyer hates Twilight because, let's think about it, it's made her ridiculous amounts of money.
True. It's made her so much money.
Die, King Olaf One Eye! Oh my god, it just shot me into the air. I don't even know where I am anymore. Like, I'm alive. He just knocked me back, but I ended up in a rock. Oh, you're not the thing I'm fighting. You're the thing I'm fighting.
Okay. Oh, man.
Damn, I was hoping to get a kill cinematic. Come on, he's a mini-boss. At least give me a damn kill cinematic.
I might actually have to, like, I'm gonna probably play Dragon Age Origins when I get it. I really...
Oh, good. Dragon Age is the best. It's the best.
You really do sound like a drug pusher. Or like a druggie. Crack's the best.
I mean, it's a really good game, though. Okay, the gameplay is awful. Like, objectively, just bad. It's terrible. It's not good.
That's the reason I play games! For good gameplay!
But the story, the writing, the characterization, it's incredible. And there's a lot of very interesting aspects to the gameplay, like the customization, the ability to really invent your character as a person because you're given a very large number of dialogue and background options in which you can truly establish who your character is as a person, and then the game later extrapolates it to decide your future actions.
Huh.
Like, not like, this is what you're going to do for the rest of the game, but like, there's little minor bits in the epilogue where it tries to think what you probably would have done.
You became a prostitute.
I mean, no, that's not one of the options.
Ah.
You can... I'm not going to say
1
that.
out of 10 will not play again.
You can have sex a bunch of times, though.
Eh,
With various people, depending on how you play the game.
I can live with that.
You can have sex with well, I guess you couldn't have sex with Alistair, since you're probably going to play a male character. I can have sex with Alistair, though.
Well, I usually play male characters, but I've been known to play female characters, too.
If you play a female character, you should romance Alistair.
Okay.
Alistair. Alistair is my favorite video game character ever in anything for any reason. I like him more than I've liked a couple of the guys I've dated.
It sounds like you have a girl boner for him.
Him, male.
I know.
And it's, he's snarky, he's funny, he's kind-hearted, he's relatively intelligent, he wears armor. He looks nice in armor. There's a guy in my bio class who looks just like him, and I keep wanting to, like, befriend him and trick him into wearing armor just for a few minutes.
And then jump him? What the Where's the end game? Is it just...
No, the end game is just to see him wearing armor.
Ah.
I'm very aesthetic. I was doing this thing, I don't do Homestuck, but I like things to do with self-analysis, so I did a thing about like what class I would be or title or some nonsense like that. And part of it was this very long personality quiz called Personal DNA. And at the end, it gave me like percentages that I scored on things like extroversion, confidence, attention to style. My attention to style was like 89%. It was actually my highest aspect.
Alright, I'm gonna type you something, and I hope you don't read it out loud. Just acknowledge it.
Okay. Die, Frost Troll.
Alright. So, we're going on 40 minutes now.
That's not actually logical, what you said, since I wasn't actually insulting anything.
It's crazy, okay? It's just...
I know, my friends are, but seriously, it's not like I'm saying, oh my god, it's the worst thing ever, I just never read it.
Huh. Alright.
I don't have that kind of time. It's really long. I mean, it sounds interesting from what little people have been able to explain to me. It seems a little confusing. But,
You've had little people
I just never
explaining
got
it
into
to
it.
you? You've
Huh?
had little people explaining it to you?
Can you feel my disdain for you coming through the computer?
Yeah, I can.
Is it unpleasant?
Not really. I kind of like when people disdain me.
That's creepy.
I feed on your hatred.
Hatred and disdain are two completely different things.
I know.
It's kind of hard to do both,
It's kind of like
actually.
It's kind of like having. It's kind of like eating sugar or Splenda.
No. It's not what it's like at all.
Meh.
Meh.
Wow.
We're not gonna have a competition of weird sounds.
Okay. Alright, we've been going on for a while now. Want to end it?
I mean, I don't care. I don't have a life.
Sure, but you do have to find a picture of Moon Moon.
I do have to find a picture of Moo Moon.
Alright, I've been Rick Duran here with...
Mitz, come on. Will you stop doing the and here's? Because it's annoying and I always miss the cue.
Alright, I've been Rick Duran with the Miss Come On... I almost said Miss Come Alive podcast. I've been Rick Duran with the Random People podcast. My co-host has been Miss Come
The
Alive.
co-host is disdaining you right now, so you get nothing.
Alright, I'll catch you guys on the flip
Oh
side.
god, I'm dying. Okay, have fun everyone, don't die.
Alright, dying seems like a personal problem.